of course, I was like, this is the first time I'm returning to the tubes. You know what I'm saying? Oh man, it's all good. It's all good. We'll run it. Beautiful. We got like 50 people from Rumble and 25 people on YouTube. So we'll keep rocking. Yeah, I mean, normally it wouldn't be that big of a deal. It's just I had just gotten hit for it, and they're probably gonna do it again. And then if that happens, then I'm out for 2 weeks, and the whole thing. Anyway, let's go ahead and jump into it. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to DLD After Dark. I appreciate you guys tuning in. We are live on both places, so you guys make the decision on wherever you want to end up. If you want to, engage with the YouTubes, or if you want to engage on the Grumbles, it's totally up to y'all. We're running live on both, so thank you so much for tuning in. Love y'all. Long time. So let's jump into it. So first off, man, crazy day in Virginia. Man, I'm blown away at the race. I shouldn't be surprised, but we lost the governor's mansion. It's terrible news. It's appearing that we lost the governor's mansion, so we're going to talk about that. Also, there's been some development with the Glock talk. We're going to have a conversation about the Glock talk. Man, we had said this early on when all this started. We were talking about the cruciform style pistols, basically being obviously with Glock specifically initially, but that they were going to go after other companies, obviously, which is why they didn't specifically say Glock. They said cruciform, style handguns. And we had said, look, they're going to go after clones, Gen 3 clones. They're going to go after the RXMs, PSA, daggers, and all the other companies that even like Stogers and all those things, Shadow Systems. And it's almost like we could see into the future because Ruger got it next. So now Ruger was the first one. Now, I actually have some thoughts, as to why it was Ruger, and we can talk a little bit about that too. But before we do, I'm going to go ahead and do the intro, welcoming all of our channel members and all of our supporters. And I appreciate y'all so much because, like we always say, literally like nearly 90% of the support on the channel comes directly from channel membership. And that is a huge deal. Now, I have not streamed on YouTube since like the 20th, I think the 20th of October, maybe 22nd. So it's been a minute. And then I actually had to go back and remove like 8 other streams. So my channel just looks dead. I had people hitting me up like, yo, are you okay? Are you gone? Are you ever coming back? So this was, I just needed to take a little bit of time elsewhere, go do my thing and then, come back. And yeah, I mean, I'm still tempted to, start it over and all that, but you know what, we're just going to let it run. And if we do end up getting canned, we end up getting canned. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? That's how much I love you guys. And honestly, I don't want to start over. You know how long it takes to build out a freaking stream through proxy software and set it up on 2 different RMTPs and all? Like, yeah, no, I don't want to do that again. But what I do want to do is, as opposed to greeting all of our people, welcoming all of our channel members and all of our, Rumble members, and then bringing our guest on, I would like to go ahead and bring our esteemed guest on for the day. Now, there is nobody in the world that I would rather bring on to talk about the political situation in Virginia with the governor's race, someone who is a highly, highly studied PhD when it comes to politics. I'd like to go ahead and introduce you guys to Matt Gaetz. I mean,
I was going to say I got a 16-year-old under my desk, but I...
Oh, Rich. It begins early. Man, what an incredible background you have there. It's almost like you were kind of aiming for the same setup that I have.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And it looks like you added a little bit of blue lights even. That's cool.
Well, all right. So when I was at your place, I didn't know how to turn on the lights.
I remember. And then you had to actually take my screenshot, edit it out, and then I remember. How could I ever forget? I didn't want you waiting out back in backstage forever, so I figured I'd bring you in and we could greet everyone together. How's that sound?
Oh, cool.
So first in chat was Garen HK, brother. Great to see you, man. He says the only Glock I want is a G31. I would be thumbs up to go. I guess good to go. So, Rich, put your hands up in the air. Jazz fingers, freeze, keep them there. What is a G31?
No freaking idea.
Oh, come on. Really?
No, I really don't know.
Okay, if you were to guess, obviously it's 31 caliber.
No. Are you saying that's like, what is it, the stupid
SIG 31 round magazine?
I'm sure it doesn't. No. Mm-hmm. I mean, I know what a Glock 18 is.
Yeah, 18 caliber. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
0.18. Yeah. Yeah, it's a full auto.
I mean, G17, G19, G26, G43, G48. Like, yeah, G31. Is that like a 380? Is that
no? So it's actually, so this is interesting. So if you got to look at, so guys, don't say anything in the Mr. Telhart nailed it. So,
see, that's I was wondering. Oh, it is a 350. See, what was the stupid super carry thing that you're like all?
Oh, that's 30
candies about.
Me, dude, I hated that thing since it came out. I never was.
Oh yeah, Oh, wait a second. Anybody watch this channel and hear him talk about it?
That is a necked down. It is a 40 caliber that is necked down to a 9mm size. Well, 0.357. It's actually a little bit like 0.355.
Marconi's here.
Marconi. So
I sent you a message.
So basically, it is, you got to look like per caliber, right? So you have 9mm. For 9mm, you have 26, 19, 17 in the order of subcompact to compact to full size. For 40 caliber, you have 27, 23, that Michael Jordan, and then
hate
22.
These numbers. It's like, yeah, Glock 22. It's like, oh yeah, that's what, 45 ACP. I mean,
no,
what is it?
40.
22 is 40.
So here's
Glock 21 is 45 ACP, right?
Yeah. So let's make things.
It is a Glock 20 at 10 mil. Glock 20 is 10 mil.
Correct.
I'm like,
and what's the Glock 40?
Is that the 22 ACP? Wait, no, Glock 40.
There's a 22 ACP.
22.
No, hold on.
I'm saying
a
ACP
40.
22.
A 40 is a long slide 20, 10mm.
Okay.
So it's like the 6.01 inch 10mm. But here's the crazy thing: when you think Glock 40, people are like, "Oh, Glock 40, that must be a 40 caliber Glock." No, that's a 10mm. Okay, well let's get a Glock 22. That must be 22 LR. No, that's Glock 40. That's a 40 caliber. Okay, well then let's get a Glock 44. Oh, 44 is way too powerful for me. Yeah, that's in 22. So it's confusing. But so you have 9, 40, and then you have the 357 SIG, which is 33 is the subcompact, 32 is the 19 size compact 357 SIG, and then the 31 is the full size, or AKA the 17 sized 357 SIG. And then, of course, you have the 45 ACP variants, which, hold on, what? How's that possible? 21, actually, 41 is the long slide 45 ACP. Then you have the 21, which is the full size. Then you have the 30, and then the 36. So it's you can kind of break it down to like subcompact, compact, full size, like that.
Yeah.
And then obviously long slides, because you also have the 34, 35, 24, 17L, and all those. Anyway, welcome, everyone. If you enjoy, correct, the G44 is indeed 22 LR, which is why it sounds ridiculous when you say, oh, just get a Glock 40. Oh, in 10 mil? No, I mean a 40 cal. Okay, I'll get a 22. A Glock 22? It's confusing.
Who's on first?
But we will actually have a conversation about the Glock stuff that's going on and how Ruger was targeted next. And because I think I know the decisions, what's driving the decisions that they're making, I think we can look at who else is going to be targeted next. And I'm telling you, I could almost guarantee it that AR lower manufacturers are going to be targeted too, just the same. This is not going to stop at cruciform Glocks. The only thing that's making this a cruciform Glock situation is California. The California situation is a very, very small part of this whole equation. So, but before we continue on here, I apologize. I didn't even let you do your intro. Although Garen HK was first. Garen, congrats. We'll slap hands. High five. Psh, appreciate you, brother. Rich, if you could introduce yourself, let everyone know who you are, what you do, and where they could find you.
Yeah, so I am Flying Rich from flyingrich.com that just got a tremendous facelift. I'm very excited about.
So hold on. You gave a facelift to flyingwitch.com?
Flyingrich.com, yeah.
Nice.
Better functionality on the front end and the back end.
Nice. That's awesome.
Eagle Run, and that was after consulting
Eagle Run
3 because he is my spirit animal.
Polymer wrapped. Yeah, dude, Eagle Run is the man. We love Eagle Run. Great to see you, Eagle Run, by the way. We love you long time. Liberty can't be canceled. All you guys, great to see you. And how about VA voting for the AG that wants to murder his political opponents, bro? Tell me about it.
How do you freaking unpack that? So anyhow, just the short intro of me. Go to flyingrich.com. All my social media is there. My affiliate links, build, stuff like that. And it's only going to get better. But
what kind of stuff did you do for the facelift of flyingrich.com?
Do you want me to really like unpack the
luggage? I mean, just kind of like ballpark. Like, what'd you do? You have ChatGPT do it for you? Or
no, I did not have ChatGPT do it for me.
Really? So some other type of AI?
Yeah, Google Gemini.
Nice.
Yeah, dude, there's a couple of things. I didn't even tell you everything I did. Like there's back end stuff that I did that hooked it up with other things, and
Drewski, what up?
I'm pretty impressed. So what? How the heck? All right, so there are. I don't know if you think of your brain as like a flywheel, and you shove a titanium bat in the spokes of it. That's how I feel about who's this like D-bag that's running for Attorney General. What's his name?
Oh, Jones. Jay Jones.
Jay Jones.
Hey, Tisha649. Thank you for following us on Rumble. Appreciate you.
When someone, I don't even care if you're dog catcher. I don't care if you're running for superintendent of parks. If you say, if I had three bullets and there was a commie, a fascist, and who is it? The Speaker of the House. I'd shoot the Speaker of the House 3 times. I'm paraphrasing it.
Yeah, very close. He had said basically 3 evil people. It's almost like Mary F. Kill. He was like, and I'm just for YouTube, I am quoting what the soon-to-be Attorney General of Virginia said. You have
hold on. Let's make sure everybody understands what Attorney General, Chief Law Enforcement Officer. In other words,
the attorney.
An attorney.
Yeah.
Somebody familiar with the law. Now, Dark, you and I are familiar with the law also, but from another perspective.
Yeah, I've stayed a night or two in the Gray Bar Motel.
And I'm going to confess to the same. I've done stupid stuff in my youth.
So essentially what he said is 3 evil people, and he listed the Virginia Speaker of the House, Pol Pot,
mass murderer, mass genocide,
like multi-million,
like Hitler corpses. Is here, Pol Pot, and sorry for the green screen, but
yeah, and I think Hitler was the other one. It's something ridiculous, and he said you have 2 bullets. the Virginia Speaker of the House gets both every time. That's what he said.
And it's like, I want to like murder his kids and have his wife see them die in their arms or something like that. It's
Yeah,
like,
that they won't change on policy. Now, again, we're quoting a literal, like this is the Attorney General, likely the Attorney General for Virginia. Look, it's not certified yet. Okay, so all we can do is pray that the Lord will, everything is supposed to happen, all for the good and the glory. But so basically, he said that they will only move on policy when they feel pain personally, and that basically they're raising little fascists, and that he would like to see their children bleeding in their parents' arms, because that would get them to move on policy.
wow.
Yeah,
In Dark, I release you from any vow of confidence. Feel free to discuss my texts, my personal conversations with you in person, over text, over phone, whatever. I have never, feel free to call me out. I have never said anything, not to you, not to anyone like that. Like, I'd want to murder
no,
them. I'd want to shoot them. I'd want to see their kids bleed.
we don't talk like that. We don't even think like that.
That
Dude, these people are deranged. They are deranged. These are the same people that in those recent polls said that they believe that violence is not only acceptable, but useful, like something that could potentially be useful in, the current political landscape.
I really want to find it, because this was like a light bulb revelation moment. It was the VCDL guy. I met him like a year ago at GOA.
Which one?
Oh gosh, it was
Phil.
I don't remember the guy's name, but I remember the video. It's like a round table in a new studio, and some like bald, skinny guy was interviewing him.
That's probably Phil.
I don't want to touch anything. I got to be careful because we're on YouTube. He's like, he basically indicated he was carrying now. He's like, "You've got a gun on you?"
Oh yeah.
He's like, "Yeah, I have
a loaded gun." Tucker
did
the same thing. Tucker was like, "Yeah, I'm carrying. I always carry." And it's funny because if you've ever been in that situation, and when you're finally like, "Yeah, you know what? I'm carrying," people kind of look at you and they look around like your waistband and your pockets and stuff like that. It's like,
but he then went on to say, it's like, if I took the gun out and put it on the table, would you take it and shoot someone, do something with it? Would you? So the point that I'm trying to make here is that look, this is Dark's background. Now, if you think I'm not showing my background because I don't have guns, I've got a F ton of guns and ammo, and I'm not bragging. I'm not saying that to brag. I have
you are
a lot of guns.
We've been collecting for a long time. And I say we, like even the folks in chat too. We've all been in the firearms world for a long time.
But I have never thought of doing harm to a person with a firearm. It's never crossed my mind. It's not a thought I've had.
Look,
now, don't get me wrong. People were in my garage on one of the podcasts. I had my gun out and I walked out, but I did not. There was no like, I'm going to shoot his ass. I'm like, hey, there's two guys in my garage.
But even then, you didn't have a desire to inflict harm.
Right.
And it's usually non-gun people. It's usually not gun guys that talk about using firearms inappropriately like that.
And I think so. Not that I had an education on firearms in New York public school, but I always valued, respected, and wanted my Second Amendment rights, and wanted everybody to have Second Amendment rights.
Yeah. Well, they're not, if I may, they're not Second Amendment rights. They're natural rights given to us by God, protected by the Second Amendment. So I have some of his quotes actually here. We can bring this up.
Let me put the cherry on top of this.
Yeah.
The issue is that these people are wired completely different, and if they had firearms, they would be running out of ammo because they'd be shooting us a lot. They do not have that. I mean, like I looked at a video. There was a skinny girl in a car. I don't know if I sent you this video on Instagram. They're ICE SUVs. In like a couple of them moving, I guess, leaving a scene. Maybe they took some people into custody. Some skinny girl T-bones one of the cars, intentionally. This was intentionally T-bones. And then, they pulled forward a little bit. They're like, all right, let's get out and get her. And, it took them, it wasn't like T-bone, boom, they're on top of her. It was like T-bone, they pulled up. It was like 10 seconds, doors opened. And then, basically guys in, it looked like GWAT guys. I don't want to like overplay it, but basically looks like guys all kitted up come out, and there two of them had to pull her out by her legs. I don't know how this skinny little girl put up so much of a fight, but
dude, if you've ever had to go up against someone's full energy, it is not as easy as people would like to say it is. Even little skinny folks, it's if you've ever been in a fight and had to go up against someone's like their full power, you can have whatever plan you want, but like Mike Tyson said, everyone has a plan, so you get punched in the face.
Look, I hope everybody does what I say. I get pulled over by the cops, roll down the window, turn on the dome light, turn off the engine. I have my hands on top of the wheel. I'm looking straight ahead. They asked me to step out of the car. I'm like, no problem. I'll step out. I mean, I've had cops like, hey, come on over here and talk to me. I'm like, I was speeding. I didn't. It's like, you got guns in the car? I'm like, oh yeah, I got guns in the car.
I always
just left the FFL.
If they ask me to get out of the car, I usually would say something like, sir, are you issuing me a lawful order to exit my vehicle? Because they have to have a reason. I mean, I'd be chill too, but let them know that you're, that you understand Pen v. Mendes.
I'm coming from the point of view that, yes, if I leave my bedroom, I have a gun on me. And if a cop, pulls me over, I am giving him all the respect in the world.
For sure.
Because look, the cop can be a jerk. I'm not saying all cops are great. I'm not. But what I'm saying is, you don't figure that out on the side of the road, you're going to lose badly. You figure that out later in a courtroom, or you don't. What is it with the left that they talk about all of these violent things, that they're celebrating Charlie Kirk's death, that school teachers are wearing shirts like he found out or something like that,
I'll tell you
blood
why.
stains on.
It's very easy. Do you know what it is? Honestly, they have never experienced violence. Because
Dark, tell me what I say is the best education in the world all the time.
Getting jaw jacked. If you get punched in the face, it starts to shift your outlook on violence. But if you, for people out there, if you have never experienced violence, those are usually the people that are most eager, to commit violence, is those that have not actually experienced true violence. Before we get too far, did you wrap up your point before I continue?
Yeah, I think that's it. And again, it's people, just like you said about getting punched in the face, that here we are, we're all very adept at handling weapons, know what they can do, have mad respect for them, and absolutely don't want to use them in a careless, reckless manner.
Yeah, it's the last thing I want to do. I have no desire to use. And actually, tonight we're going to talk about another instance where someone did save the day and what happened as a result of it. But before we get too far into it, let's roll through and let's greet all of our Chenamembas. We got Mike McClune, the Goon, out there, brother. Great to see you, Chenamemba and Moderator. Great to see you.
Is that an Irish coffee or just a regular coffee? What do we got there?
What's that?
The teddy bear drinking. It's like, hold on, let me get my coffee down.
Oh, he's probably like, hold on, I cannot speak to other humans until I have enough caffeine in me, that kind of thing. Let's see. Dang, where the Chenamembas go? Zanti, brother Zanti, great to see you, man. Appreciate you coming through. Chenamemba, Stifler Manufacturing, also a Chenamemba. Check out his stuff. I'll tell you what, man. We're in very, very in a very rare place in the marketplace right now, and the landscape is changing. And it would be the time to partake in companies like Stifler, and you can use code DARK and save some money. I don't get anything from it. I'm just telling you, if you are into cruciform style frame type things, I would start putting together whatever you don't have, wish you had, thought you wanted to build at some point, put it together. But appreciate you guys coming through, man. Thank you. Let's see, Zanti Misfit, Stifler Manufacturing. Dangle Matt was not first in chat, but he was close. He was second. Great to see you, nevertheless. Let's see, Mike McClune, the Goon. Let's see who else we got up in here. That's Stifla, Zanti, Mr. Legon. Great to see you, man. Also with Chenamemba. Blue Curtain Burner. Great to see you. Also with Chenamemba. Let's see. I just want to make sure I'm not missing any other Chenamembas. We got Chenamembers on the Rumble side too. We got to get to YT and Grumble. Love it. Drewski, lifetime Chenamemba and Moderator. Appreciate you, brother. 6-7. Let's see. I'm here, bro. Stifla. Hey, Hot Dog 990, brother. Great to see you, man. Appreciate you coming through. And he did. I think I mentioned this, but I may have forgot on the last stream. He specifically asked me to tell you guys that there are other waffles coming very soon. He's working on some stuff. So just hang tight. Hang 10 millimeter. Lightning McQueen, brother. Great to see you, man. Also with Chenamemba. Appreciate you, brother. Lightning McQueen, Stifla, Lightning McQueen. Let's see who else we got. Lightning McQueen. Dangle Matt first in chat, although he wasn't first today. Dang, I'm so far behind, my G. Let's see. I'm trying to catch up. Zanti, Mike McClune. Gort, great to see you. You guys see how they changed your display name to your username now? Now, what happens is a lot of times people's username and display name are different, and sometimes like their whole government name is their username. So be aware of that. If you need to go back into your settings and change something, man, go do your thing. Gort, great to see you. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Love one another. Facts, man. L and Pirate Kelly. Love that. Appreciate you. Zanti Misfit, Gort. My bad. I'm just making our way through. I'm making my way downtown. Marconi, great to see you, brother. Love the Magwell. Man, it's awesome. 357 SIG full size. You guys were on point, man. Misfit, Gort. I'm just making sure I'm not missing anyone. The Howard Stern show was just canceled. I didn't know that he was still doing the show. I haven't listened to Howard Stern since
Howard started taking. He went to Sirius, then he started taking like 1 day a week off. Then he took 2 days a week off. I mean,
yeah, it's just
that was a staple back when he was on WXRK in New York. It was loved it.
Yeah, he used to be almost like
he went crazy left. He went
left. I honestly, I hate to see people go that way, and honestly, it seems like it's mostly out of pressure from the general public. It's like grow a set of nuts and just be the way that
your wife kept his nuts in a lockbox.
So game TMC says I love my G33 pocket rocket. Me too, man. I got my all titanium blue, all OEM P80. So I mean, the frame isn't OEM, but you know what I'm saying. It's all OEM. DB Koopa, brother, great to see you also with channel member. Appreciate you, brother. Let me see, making sure. Long slide 20, yes, sir. Yeah, that's how far back in chat I am, y'all. Back when we were talking about Glock models. DB Cooper, Lightning McQueen, DB Cooper. I'm just making sure I'm not missing anyone. That's Gort, Stifler Manufacturing, Lightning McQueen. Dang, I'm so far back. My bad, y'all. See, this is what happens when we got yes, it is bad news. It is exactly the bad news that you think. It appears that Abigail Spanberger is going to take the governor's seat, and the governor's mansion has been the one thing that has kept us from absolute tyranny in the state of Virginia, and we are about to vacate that office. So get ready, son. Gutter Cheese, brother, great to see you also with Channel Member. Have you printed a GAT today? I actually haven't printed a GAT today, but I have been printing more frames and things, and I am one step away from getting the 1022 bento box, 100% 3D printed, even the barrel. How does that work? It's a thing.
Barrel lighter.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later. But
speaking of barrel lighter, I got a titanium 9mm barrel. I got to put on an AR9.
You told me about that. Ooh, Jay Jones is familiar with the law. He's aware that he is above the law. Woo! May God be with us. Facts, man.
Ow,
Facts.
Ow.
Let's see.
Do you know what I'm not touching that I have right here?
No.
The Definition Knives Shogun Glock.
Ooh, nice.
Sexy.
Lightning McQueen. All right, my bad, y'all. I'm just making sure. See, this is what happens when I get so far back in chat where I literally can't see it. Hot Dog 990 has also earned the lifetime channel member badge as well, man. He definitely has. Got a cheese. Nearly all firearms enthusiasts are benevolent. Yeah, it's unfortunate that the folks. Hey, Joe Vacu, great to see you, broski. It's unfortunate that most of the folks that are, perpetuators of the verbal aspect of violence, because Lord knows they, usually don't actually do anything. They're just soft little vaginers. They talk about it like so lightly as if it's no big deal. But if you've ever experienced violence, if you've ever experienced death, that completely changes your outlook on violence completely. So,
what is it they say? Those who fight in war don't want war, or something like that. There's a phrase.
Yeah, something like that. Yo, Preparation Age, brother. Great to see you, man. Did you bring back any Tavors or Uzis back from your Israel trip?
I tried.
I told him, he sent me pictures of like a bunch of IDF soldiers. I was like, yo, just grab one of their lowers. And you know what he said?
No, they were called M16.
He said they've already left. I was like, dude, I love how your brain went to logically, how could I pull this off? No, they're gone. I can't. Like, dude, clearly I was joking. Not say, don't comply. Yeah, we're gonna talk about that too. There will be.
But yeah, I was looking to see some, IWI hotness, and all I saw was Colt M16s that were like from the 50s.
Oh, that's all they're rocking. They're rocking M4s, M16s. That's it. Pace planning, yes, sir. We'll get into some of that too, man.
Is JSD having a Black Friday sale?
Oh, really?
I don't know.
I don't know if we can talk about that.
Eastwood is asking.
I don't know
if you want me to call Jordan. I'll just text Jordan right now.
Oh, dude, he went to sleep 2 hours ago. Let's see. Preparation H, who we know is Barton Fink, Lightning McQueen. I just want to make sure I'm not missing anyone else here. And then we're still going to have to go to the Rumble side. Clint Eastwood, great to see you as well, brother. Mike McClune, the Goon. Marconi. Also, guys, Marconi is in the same vein. We were talking about, Glock stuff. You can get your Glizzy stuff. Next level stuff with the companies that are here in our community, man. We need to support our people. Don't go to just these no-name companies and throw your money at the wall, right? They don't care about you. They don't care about our natural rights that are supposed to be protected by the Constitution. However, people like Marconi, Stifler, Shogun, those guys do. And you can use code DARK over there too.
They're our homies.
Yeah, they're like our actual friends. Same thing with Gideon Optics. Goonbeam flashlights. I'm telling you, literally the best and the brightest. Look at that freaking flashlight, bro. It's
Like
crazy.
as I'm redoing like all of my affiliate links stuff like that, I'm like, oh, I gotta have like permalinks to all of the
Hmm.
homies.
Yeah, yeah,
And I
yeah.
sort of reached out to him, and I'm like, I guess I gotta throw a link to Definition Knives.
Ah, okay. Birthday sale at JST. That's what's up. That's what's up.
Whose birthday? Is it
Uh,
JSD's birthday?
maybe JST's birthday, Newcastle, PA, son. Ribbit, Agorizer, Blue Curtain Burner, Garen, Telhard Actual, Agorizer, Drewski, my man, great to see you. Garen, Agorizer, Blue Curtain Burner, Liberty. Liberty can't be canceled. Great to see, man. So many of you guys had received memberships by like all you guys giving them out on the Rumble side. So thank you so much. I really appreciate y'all. Word Amir, brother, great to see you. Liberty can't be canceled. Drewski, Ribbit, Garen, Drewski, Telhart, and that's all I can see right now. Marconi, there you are. All right, now we can go ahead and jump into it. So, okay, a couple things. So, what's your outlook on the Glock status, or do you want to hit the? We should hit Virginia first because that is technically the majority of the title. So, I'll let you lead with it. What are your thoughts on Virginia currently and where we are?
So, again, like the if your brain's a massive flywheel shoving a titanium bat in the spokes, why would somebody pick a white woman that's for DEI running against a black woman who was an immigrant, wanted to be a citizen, joined the Marines to become a citizen?
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, that she is one of the best among us.
Yeah, I mean, look, that's what their thing is. And this is how you know that they don't even believe their own garbage when they're sitting there saying, we need to give more opportunity, which by opportunity they mean outcome, but we need to give more opportunity to, in glass ceilings and all that, to someone like a black female immigrant. But hold on, she's also a service member who became a U.S. citizen by serving in the flippin' Marines, and she carries a freaking AR-15 in her trunk, dude. Super based, okay? And she hates the mass murder of babies as well in the womb. And, of course, they don't even believe their own rhetoric. So instead, they have some white lady that's always that has an entire life of bootlicking.
Pampered life. Yeah.
Pampered life of just all of her repertoire, her entire reputation is all bootlicking in law enforcement, in the CIA, and all. It's all been governmental sucking on the teeth. I personally, I hate everything she stands for. If you are here and if you're a Virginian, throw a 1 in chat if you're a Virginian. And me being a 1 in, in Virginia, I'll throw a 1 in chat as well. Being a Virginian, okay. If you go look at her voting record, it will tell you every single thing that you need to know about her. What she said in her ads doesn't matter. What she said on the debate stage doesn't matter. This woman is as far extreme left, progressive, insane dirtbag as you can get. This woman literally had voted for children, minors, to be able to go to school, to be able to change their clothes, put on makeup, change we know they can't change their gender and sex, right? But to be able to have their gender or sex or whatever affirmed at school, go by a different name, okay? Go by a different name, and it would be unlawful for teachers, administrative staff, or anyone to tell the parents that they're using a different bathroom, playing in a different, gender sports team or whatever, right? How insane is that? She also voted against the removal of all the disgusting books. So she was formerly in Congress. That's why I'm bringing this up. She voted against removing all these sexually explicit books from libraries and She said, it's so funny because what she said in her ads was, there have been enough politics in schools. Okay. Damien Christ, what's up, brother? Good to see you. G23, what's up, brother? They're saying, man, there's a bunch of, is there a bunch of Virginians? Are these all Virginians or?
No, we're raising our hands that we actually buy our own groceries. Eagle Run started that.
Oh, yeah. I'd be buying my own groceries. I've actually never.
Does that mean people get like Uber Eats delivered or something, or like the groceries delivered?
I think he's actually referring to like Snap and EBT.
Okay. I think that could have taken a couple of forms.
Yeah.
Sorry, I have my butler buy them for me.
Yes, I have my delivery service.
Non-Snap, yeah, okay.
Non-Snap, okay, all right. Okay, this woman had voted for the most insane things. Okay, there were these books that were found in a county in Virginia where what they're doing is, because Virginia changed the laws on the content that they're allowed to publish and leave in libraries for children, they started changing the books to be like way more moderate. But then first they're pulling all of this nasty pornographic, and I'm talking like incest, grape, like uncles graping nieces, nephews, like graphic booty hole stuff.
There's instruction manuals.
Yes, literally masturbation instruction.
Oh, worse.
All sorts. Oh, yeah, for sure. I'm just saying one of the examples, right? So she voted against the, the changing of the, basically the cleaning up of the books that were published in the library and all that. Anyway, what they're doing is so much more malicious, because now they're making the books way more tame, but they're putting QR codes for Planned Parenthood in the books. So kids can be reading a book and be like, oh, that's interesting. I wonder what this is. Find a QR code and boop, go scan it. And it takes them to Planned Parenthood. Yeah. Disgusting.
Wow.
And that's what Virginia voted for. They voted to have as much of that as possible. And now that she is beholden to the extreme left, because pay attention to all of her ads, more than 50% of her ads, at least from what I saw, appeared to be paid for by, get ready, Giffords, Everytown for Gun Safety, and oh, nice, we have Marconi says he has.
I just got to read that.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, Veteran 25, I guess like 2025, code is live, 13% off.
Nice. So go to Marconi's website. We can't say exactly what it is, but Marconi Armory.
I don't have a link on flyingrich.com yet, but you could go there.
You should do that. We had knives. Hey, Ting Ting. Hey, Sweet Pea. Good to see you. Try harder, sweetheart. You did not trigger that autocorrection off enough. They're going to read the link up now. Female body part that sounds close to the state name. They should. We had knives, batons, chewing tobacco, etc. in our lockers in high school. Bro, I don't get it. You see how drastic this change is, right? And it's death by 1,000 paper cuts. What we would have had is someone that loves the country and look, she was not the ideal candidate from a marketable standpoint to what's marketable to the general public, but we would have had someone that cared about their country, that cared about our state, that is a believer in Christ, at least from what she advertises to us, right? She literally goes to my church. We would have had somebody that hates the death of babies in the womb. We would have had somebody whose legislation and stopping of bills and legislation would have been in alignment with that. but someone that also believes and understands that their rights stop where other people's rights begin. So if you want to do a bunch of crazy stuff, and if you want to, cook your kid's brain with SSRIs and then turn them into, to young girls, turn your sons into young girls, you can do that, but don't force other people to, pigeonhole them into a situation where you're allowing their young children to, you know what I mean? Like it's disgusting. So there's that. Now, having Youngkin and Lieutenant Governor Winsome Sears in the role that they've been in, they have been blocking. They vetoed more than 54 anti-gun bills. Okay, what do you guys think it's going to look like when Abigail Spanberger is in the governor's seat, who more than 50% of her ads were paid by Everytown for Gun Safety, Giffords, Brady, blah, blah, blah. They're going to come to her and say, okay, now we got you in this seat. Now it's time for you to give us what we want. That is how politicking works, man. And it's going to be a whole big game of, lobby, legislate, power control, lobby, legislate, power control, and a bunch of money thrown around at the wall and ending up with less rights for us. And what I'll tell you is that personally, for me as a Virginian, I personally believe that these rights that we have are natural rights that are given to us by God simply by being born, and those rights are guaranteed to us by the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of Virginia, okay? If they intend to make changes that are not in alignment with what I had just said, I personally will not comply, and I personally will go to any degree, any extent, regardless of any consequence, take that same stand and make that same stand, period. So I'm just going to say that. I'm not going to get too much into it, but that's my stance. And what am I willing to sacrifice for it? Everything. Don't care. So more on that later. Now, I don't know what direction we're going to go, but I know it's not going to be good, and I know that the pendulum is swung.
So all of these things, I can hear my father-in-law. I thought of him as a second father even before I knew him. I was friends with him 20 years before he married Terry, his daughter. And, I don't know if he got soft in the brain in his old age, but he was always a Democrat. But I always thought of him as a Kennedy Democrat,
Mm-hmm.
But when there were talks about removing these pornographic books from, grade school, he was losing his mind. He's like, they're burning books, they're this, and like I've said many times, it is as though MSNBC, CNN reached up his butthole and made him a sock puppet.
Because all they can do is correlate anything that's happening to actual fascism of the Second World War. Anytime anything happens that they disagree with, they're like, oh, that's Stasi secret police tactics. That's Gestapo. That's Nazi this, fascist that.
What amazes me is when people talk fascist, I don't think they fully understand that if you're wearing black and you're punching people because words or violence or silence is violence, you're the fascist.
Yes. They don't understand what this means, and they're calling themselves anti-fascist, which is the hilarious part.
So, yes. But my father-in-law, he thought Joe Biden was an Olympic athlete and was like kicking ass on Mensa people every day, eating their lunch, until he saw the debate. Because I guess that the media he watches omits all of the bad parts on these things. Like they omit, like, hey, these books are instruction manuals for how to do things that are not polite. And
More
when I
than
say polite, I mean well beyond, well
humane.
beyond.
Humane, not humane. I mean, there's books. I'm talking incest, underage, grape,
Homosexuality, what to do,
homosexuality.
how to get your beehole ready for it. Just
Yep, trans and your colon and intestines. Uh, Bestiality. Everything, every single thing. I mean, it is disgusting, dude.
I,
And you know
I
what? Do you remember when that guy? Sorry, real quick. There was a guy in Loudoun County, and he took a book that his daughter. It
I
was like
remember this.
9 or 10 year old daughter had taken from the
To
library.
the school board meeting.
He brought it to the school board meeting, and he didn't say a
Let me
word. He
read
just
from this.
opened it up and he started reading. It didn't get more than like 30 seconds into it, and they were like, "Sir, that is so inappropriate. Stop it. What, how could you say things like that?" And he was like, "Then why is this book that I am reading from available to my like 9 or 10 year old daughter in the public library? If it's not appropriate for me to read amongst grown adults,
Adults.
then it's probably not appropriate for them to check out at the school library." I mean, that's very impactful. But I just think we have to be prepared for whatever may happen, and the only answer is Richmond v 2.0. That's it. The only thing we can do is go back out there in full kit and stand up, and I don't know where 50 cal Brandon is, all right, but wherever you are, 50 cal Brandon, we need you back, because we're going. And you said that you'd be willing to roll out here too.
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
Look, this is happening everywhere. And the reason I'm bringing this up isn't just because, oh, no, it's finally happening in my state. Now I care about this because it's happening in Virginia. Guys, this is happening all over the country. This is happening in Oregon. Dude, what's going on in Oregon is absolute tyrannical injustice. It is, which I don't think I can say tyrannical injustice because anyway, it is an absolute joke. And we need to take a stand for our states, because they tried for decades and decades going after guns from the standpoint of federal national stage, and they kept getting shut down. They did make some progress, right? We had the 94 to 04 assault weapons ban, which didn't do anything. And actually, crimes committed with firearms increased during that time, which probably doesn't have any correlation with that. It's really more likely to be population increase and people aging into adult crime and whatever. It probably has way like completely different things that factors there. But either way, after that point, when that sunsetted in 04, they continued to try to go after guns on a federal level, and they kept striking out. And then all of a sudden, we had the New York State Pistol Rifle Association and Bruin case, and boom, we were blessed with that one in a big way. We had a bunch of wins, and that kind of turned me around to believing that, like, hey, there might actually be a chance here. We might actually make some progress here. And then, of course, all of a sudden, they stopped going after guns on a federal level. And I'm like, what is it, man? Why are they not going after guns on like the national stage anymore? Then all of a sudden, stuff is happening in this state, and in this state, and in this state, and in this state, one little state at a time.
Mm-hmm.
And they're taking, I mean, these people are funded. We're talking hundreds of millions of dollars, and all they do,
talking about
full-time job.
Bloomberg, Soros, all of these deep pockets.
Yes.
Things.
Yeah. Yes. And we are looking at what they wanted to do happening on a state by state by state by state level. And all of you guys have seen it, even if it's not affecting you personally yet. And I hate hearing the whole, like, we'll just move thing. No, that's someone breaks in your home and they're like, I got a gun and I'm going to come find you. Oh, just run out the back window. Just run. Don't stay and fight.
This isn't Canada.
Yeah, dude, no one's going to run. And okay, I get it. I understand that is a choice. And a lot of people do make that decision. And they say, you know what? In my state, it's so bad. I can't personally just make a difference on my own. And that's a decision for you to make personally, okay? For me personally, I'm not just gonna move. I'm not gonna leave Virginia because I have, tyrants trying to take
But,
over.
but Dark, would you murk somebody for $80 worth of merch?
I thought it was like $90.
Oh, is that the tipping point? 90? Okay.
$10 is $10. No, that's a whole thing too. I just would hey Brandon 002, thank you for following me on Rumble. Appreciate you. By the way, any of you guys, if you follow me on Rumble, I will give you a shout out live on the live stream as well. Because I have another device here showing me. Yeah, we should actually touch on that too. There's a few things we want to touch on tonight, and we're already an hour in. I'm already running my mouth. But my thing is this: be aware. This all starts locally, okay? They are coming after every single state, looking at what they're doing in Oregon, what they're doing in Virginia, what they've done in Illinois, every single state, man, they are doing it one at a time, and they are doing it by purchasing local politicians, governors, AGs. I'm telling you, we will get to a point where all of a sudden there will be nowhere else to move. Don't shoot Santa. Yeah.
And the crazy thing is, like, DeSantis, I don't want to like throw shade at him. I think he's got a better reputation than he actually is. Is he a good or great governor? Yes, yes. We almost had that what was the guy's name who was caught in a hotel room after a wedding with a gay prostitute and drugs? And he was hired by CNN to be a color commentator on elections.
What?
Yeah. Who ran against DeSantis? Somebody tell me. He was.
Why do you guys have chosen to stay in CA up to this point, guys? Why do you guys have chosen to? I'm not sure what this is. I believe it's a question, mostly English. But Techno Man, I do commend you for staying in California, man. It's not easy, brother. And Black Diamond Guns Gear, what's up,
Andrew
brother?
Gillum. That's it, Andrew Gillum. Josh!
So what happened? He was a prostitute.
So Andrew Gillum, he was like mayor of I don't. It wasn't Jacksonville. He was like Tallahassee mayor. FBI was investigating him. He ran against DeSantis. DeSantis barely won. I think it was like 2-3 points. It was a narrow victory. Let's see if I can find the details here.
You got it. That's just crazy. That's insane. That dude was messed up having a good time in a hotel room somewhere. Dude, it's funny. I mean, that's like
so
that.
And kids were at this wedding, and somehow he ends up with a couple of guys and a gay prostitute and drugs in a hotel room.
You know, it could happen to any of us. Actually, no, it couldn't. No. I think Homeboy has some problems, and I think, apple juice?
Andrew Gill. Oh, holy
Igwa, what up?
All right, hold on. Let me read the numbers to you. I got it right here. We're getting chills. All right.
Ooh, Tony G. We need to talk about him too. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Ooh, he married hold on, I'm sorry. He married the gay prostitute. Sorry, continue. Oh, sorry. Obama. He married the gay prostitute. Go ahead, continue.
DeSantis won. I forgot it was this slim. DeSantis won governor of Florida by 49.6 versus 49.2.
Dang. For all you guys that are like, I'm just not going to vote. I'm just not going to vote. No matter how much they play, no matter how much they fudge, no matter how much they pull strings and, favors and whatever, they cannot. And this is why I don't like the early voting thing, man. I went and voted today, man, and I brought people with me. I'll just say that. And, man, yeah, they can't anticipate every number, right? They can, have a good idea. But this early voting, I feel like it just tells them what numbers they need to play with, you know?
Yes.
Like how could that even happen? How could someone with that reputation get that close? That's insane.
I'm reading through the Wikipedia entry on Gillum, and I don't see. Oh, now here's corruption. Okay, because there was an FBI probe. Yep. Okay, it does mention that 2018 campaign.
Woof. I mean, the dim staffers get gay sex romps in the Senate rooms. Yikes.
Again,
Dude.
I'm
All right, we'll check this out. Check this out. Okay. So riddle me this. Who am I? Texas Republican, District 23. I am a married man, have an extramarital affair with a young, beautiful young Latino woman. And
I think I know the answer. Is she hot?
allegedly,
Is she
she's
very hot?
she's beautiful. She's beautiful, and also married, by the way. Allegedly impregnate her and then completely desert her, end her marriage, and then it ends in her self-immolating on camera, which makes her less than 1% of all pregnant women that choose to opt out of life. I would think that there's a man. And look, I shouldn't even joke about that because that is a very serious situation. Someone lost their life, and if she was indeed pregnant, which was alleged to be true, that's terrible, man.
So what we're talking about is the guy Brandon Herrera is running against. That, and he's a Republican. So we're talking about D-bag Democrats. Can I read you the personal life entry on Andrew Gillum?
Sure.
On May 24th, 2009, Gillum married Rashada, whatever, FAMU graduate, has 3 children. 2020, so 11 years later, an inebriated Gillum was found by police in a hotel room with a gay male escort. Suspected methamphetamine packets were also found in the room. Now, if you and I were in a room with suspected methamphetamine packets, they would be confirmed.
Yeah, for sure.
Whatever. In March 20, I'm not saying that we would be doing methamphetamine, but I'm saying if average Joe that doesn't get everybody writing excuses for you. In March 2020, the Tallahassee Democrat reported that Gillum was one of 3 men, one of whom was experiencing a drug overdose, were found by police with plastic baggies of suspected crystal meth in a hotel room in Miami Beach. No arrests were made.
No arrests? Interesting. It sounds like you'd have to be like, hey, look, this is who I am. Let's talk about this. Dude, you can't make this stuff up.
It's better. Initially, Gillum was too inebriated to speak to police. On March 16th, he stated that he would enter rehabilitation, citing struggles with alcohol, depression, narrowly losing the 2018 election. Checked himself in, and he's okay. So he came out as a bisexual in an interview with Tamron Hall on her nationally syndicated show.
Wow.
Who knew? Who knew?
This is interesting. While we're sitting here having this conversation, I see an alert come across my other device here, and it says Brandon Herrera, the AK guy. The worst thing that could happen to @Rep Tony Gonzalez in this election is his voters finding out more about him. That is very telling. And then he reposted this brick suit post that says @Rep Tony Gonzalez is in big trouble with voters once they hear about his alleged affair with a married staffer and that he's very anti-Trump. Or I'm sorry, that he's anti-Trump. When that happens, likely voters break for Brandon Herrera @the AK guy, and he takes the lead. When voters are informed of the alleged affair, along with Gonzalez's support for fully investigating President Donald Trump's rhetoric and actions on January 6th, so gay, and Herrera's charity work for veterans, Gonzalez's lead disappears. 43.9% of likely GOP primary voters said they would vote for Herrera, and 32.4% said they would vote for Gonzalez after learning new information about the candidates. Look, it's not just that he had an alleged affair with a married woman as a married man with children, okay? That's okay. You want to learn about someone? Learn about the careless sacrifices they make, even if they have children. Okay, that is a selfish individual. Anyway, y'all get what I'm saying. But hold on, real quick.
Have we found him with a gay prostitute, methamphetamine in a hotel room, or is that to come? And then we're going to find out he's transsexual later.
Oh no, they just found him with a fertilized egg inside of the woman that he was allegedly seeing, and she caught herself on fire on camera because her marriage, she had a child too, who she was co-parenting with a with her husband, who separated from her because of the affair, and she just thought it would be better to opt out of life and self-immolate.
Right. Dark, you're married, right?
Legally, yeah, technically.
You have sex on a regular basis, right?
I don't. I'm separated from my wife. When you get married,
for how long?
Longer than a week.
Longer than a week.
Yeah, actually.
And so, how many interns have you fertilized?
I had sex with or fertilized. Are we talking post-marriage or
since you and your wife have been living separately?
Oh, I've had sex with 0 women since my wife and I separated.
And has there? I hate doing this to you, but has there been occasion where it's been?
Yes. I've had the opportunity many times. This is by choice for me, honoring our marriage vows, even though we're not together. I still, until we're actually divorced, I've had many opportunities to become sexually active, and I'd chosen not to. I'm just keeping it real with y'all. It's funny, actually, like, yeah, but I've chosen not to because I'm married. In the eyes of the state, I'm married, and in the eyes of the Lord, I'm married. So,
and I've seen photos, so I would say I would have a hard time being as decent a human as Dark has been.
Which photos are we talking about?
Of your deck? I mean, no, of somebody.
Yeah. There's been a few opportunities, but I am engaged with no, and I don't mean engaged. I mean, I am engaging with no women on that level, and I, engage. You know what I'm saying, dude? I'm dropping rounds of ammunition left and right over here. What is going on?
Oh, was that uncomfortable for everyone?
I was like, where's Rich going with this? Right?
Well, what I'm saying is, how big of a D-bag are you? That you're...
He's a massive D-bag. Well, just like your guy who
married with kids, that you're supposed to be an upstanding person.
Yeah.
In politics, and that you can't keep your junk holstered. I am not going to claim to be Mr. Moral or anything like that. I know I've told you this story a couple of times. I interviewed somebody to work for me at a company, and she was like, all of my, oh my gosh, she's too hot to be in the same room with check boxes were checked. If she was qualified, I would have hired her, and I would have had to quit because I would not be able to work there.
Yeah.
But thank God she didn't know what she was doing.
Wow. I nailed the babysitter first week. Yeah, dude, if they get rid of the filibuster, dude, people are not thinking about this, man. They're not thinking about the things that Trump is doing, and they're celebrating, and they're not thinking about everything that we are doing. Whether they celebrate or not, they clap their hands and say, woo, look at all the great things Trump is doing. I'm not saying I disagree with them. I'm saying wait until the pendulum swings and they use it against us.
Everything you said is correct. I just want to throw something in there. I thought about it when I heard Trump suggesting pulling the filibuster, because so here's the crazy thing. If you guys don't know what it is you can vote with a simple majority to change the rules.
Mm-hmm.
So you need one more vote than 50% to change the rules. The filibuster rule can be changed with a simple majority. Ooh, co-pilot.
Mm-hmm.
The filibuster rule says that you can't vote for cloture, meaning closing debate to vote on something unless you have a 2/3 majority. Now, you would think that everybody'd be like, well, F you if you're not getting on the boat with me and on board. I'm just going to have a simple majority vote and change that rule. And realistically, they could do it like change the rule Tuesday, have the vote, and change it back Thursday. They could do that. But again, it does sets a bad precedent for the future.
Yeah.
And of course, this is what the Democrats did with the election of federal judges. They ended the filibuster on that specifically, not thinking that in 2 years, 4 years, there would be a majority of Republicans in the Senate, like it has always happened, and that they would be eating that badly.
Not 2/3, 60 votes.
Okay, thank you, M. Gabriel.
Both parties fighting to make government bigger and more powerful. Now, that's the... Okay, keep going and remind me to hit on this.
Yeah, well, that's basically it.
So here's what I am just like floored about, okay? We have people that are running around screaming freedom and independence and liberty, and then they're clapping their hands and jumping up and down in front of their TV at home when government is expanding their powers, especially in a manner through executive orders, and like this is not the way it's supposed to be. Why are people like us, like especially like Christian constitutionalists? You see people like us that are like, whoa, hold up, think about that. Don't just look at their weapon and say how pretty it is. Look at their weapon and say that's pretty. How could they use it against me, right? Like if you have to build a tool and or weapon that every 4 years you have to pass over to your enemy, be very cautious with what you build. And I'm not seeing that at all.
All right, so what I think is going on...
I'm going to highlight something in a little bit. It's something that's very cool, very cool.
So Trump has said, like, hey, maybe we should change the filibuster. I think that's just a negotiating tactic. I do not believe that's like he's contemplating that.
It could be for sure. Yeah. Don't worry, the Senate parliamentarian will say.
Oh, fudge. Oh, gosh. Dude.
Don't even get me started on
Put a
that.
one in the chat if you know what that means. I want to see how intelligent you guys are.
VK, good to see you. Good to see you. Yeah, man, that's crazy. I don't know if you saw earlier, but Agarizer said, tell Ting Ting that us Rumblers said hi. So there you go.
All right.
Man.
You got 2 people know what that is? 3 people.
Oh, if you don't remember the saga of the parliamentarian, then you ain't living, all right? And
Okay.
Also, remember, right, people that are standing up, clapping their hands, jumping in front of their TV like, woohoo, over Doge, were also the same people that were pioneering, or not pioneering, but championing the big, beautiful bill. like, yes, government accountability. Yes, massive overspending. But how they did it was so creative because they were like, let's mask this with NFA stuff that will get the whole gun community all riled up. Like, we must pass the big, beautiful bill. They did it. They did it.
And it pains me so much because I saw Lucy in the football over and over and over again.
Dude, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, One. Our people are pretty
Look,
based.
nobody
They
said
know what's up.
Juan.
Actually, someone said not familiar, which is
So
kind of funny.
what is the downside? What could possibly be the downside if they remove cans from the NFA?
What could be the downside? Now, are you in what manner are you asking?
But
For them? For what like what do you
I've got a dumb richism saying, and
okay.
if you're going to tour with Van Halen, not Van Hagar.
Most
And
people don't know what you mean by that.
all right, and what I mean by that is everybody in Van Halen was married except David Lee Roth. David Lee Roth wanted to tour because he wasn't married, and you got the best groupies when you toured. So they got rid of David Lee Roth. They got Hagar, and since they got a new band member, they had to tour. So if you're going to tour with David Lee Roth. Don't tour with Van Hagar.
Now, how does this apply to like with what you're describing?
It's like being half pregnant. It's like having Van Hagar. Why would you give me Van Hagar? Give me Van Halen.
Yeah, but like in what are you comparing that to in real life? I understand what you're saying, but
the stupid you made instead of removing suppressors from the NFA, you made the tax 0. Just remove them from the NFA.
yeah, but what would that so
what's the downside? What's the downside of it?
Think about it. Think about what you're asking.
All right.
So
there's no power in yes, there's only power in no. That's
okay. Yes, and what would they be giving up if they were to say, okay, we're totally giving up the national registry of suppressors, and maybe if the short act was included, we're talking suppressors, SBRs, SBSs.
Maybe I'm anthropomorphizing, thinking that the rhinos are like you, me, and Crump, but obviously they're not.
Anthropomorphizing. Maybe. Yeah, that I probably wouldn't use that word because I don't understand it. Is that
So anthropomorphizing is, I'm using it as a derogatory term because you're using human descriptions to describe something that's not human. Basically, these frickin' slugs, these pieces of crap that, I'm projecting my views onto them, and they're not human or worthy of human attributes.
I was gonna say, remember when we said like basically speak to everyone like they're a fifth grader?
No, I completely disagree with that.
Rich, I need you to take it down a notch.
No, I'm not trying to show off my vocabulary. You guys are smart. You learn words.
My anti-disestablishmentarianism.
I don't even know what that means, but I know the phrase.
It's anti-disestablishmentarianism is based whatever.
Isn't it anti-government or something? I don't know.
It's anti. Yeah, it's something like that. Please continue with your anthropology.
I guess how many carrots do they hold in front of us? And if they remove one of those carrots, are they worried that they're not going to be able to lead us like the frickin' horse that has the carrot above his head? It's like, oh, I'll keep following whatever direction.
Well, I mean, that's part of it, but think of what it was in what I said. If they were to say, okay, you can go get suppressors, short barrel rifles, short barrel shotguns, AOWs by just a 4473 and eliminate them from the NFA registry, what would they be losing?
The NFA registry.
Bingo, right? That is the control. That is the, do not pass go, do not collect $200, actually. Literally collect $200. You're registering your life away. You're literally asking the government, the federal government, permission to purchase equipment to fight tyranny. Like, Do we not see the
But
issue?
we're
with
already
this?
doing that with the 4470.
Of course, there's the and in most states you're allowed to do private transactions where you could. And
Correct.
now,
And in
thank the Lord,
Tennessee, if you have a CCW, you just go, "Hey, give me that."
yeah, here you go. Well, from what I understand, that you may still
You
need to
fill
do
out
a
a
state form.
4473, but it sits in the FFL's safe and doesn't do
Yeah,
anything.
until that FFL goes out of business and the Ubers go to the ATF, which the out of business records, Ubers, OBRs, the out of business records, then go to the ATF and then get uploaded into their OCR software. But they pinky
Not
promise,
searchable unless you click the drop down that says "Make it searchable."
correct. They pinky promise they won't use it to, as a registration. A registry. But yeah, I mean, I think the biggest piece is the registry because there's power in registration. And I think they don't understand what they did by passing this $0 tax stamp because a tax has to be what?
A dollar amount.
Revenue. Yeah, it has to be
Supposed to be
revenue
revenue.
generating. Hey, Hot Dog 990 with a $2 rant. Thank you so much. Hot Dog 990 with a $2 Rumble rant says, Rich, somewhere out there, Crumpy is yelling at the screen, telling you to
Yes.
focus.
Yes.
That's too funny. Appreciate you, man. Thank you so much, Hot
But
Dog.
I'll tell you what the fun thing about Crump is I absolutely, first off, the most dangerous place in the world is between me and
Hey,
him.
thank you, Soldier Girl. Good to see you, man. I haven't seen you in forever. I actually saw you in Bacon's stream, but I didn't chat. I just was kind of sticking around for a minute. But thank you. Appreciate you. Fluffy Bunny Arsenal, welcome.
Frag out!
Live life, brother. Good to see you. Frag out. Good to see you. Love you guys. Sorry. My bad.
Literally the most dangerous place to be is between me and a camera when Crump or Dark goes live and I got an invitation to go on. So I absolutely want to be on with Crump. I've just been busy with stuff in my unemployment.
Mm-hmm.
And Crump was always telling me prior to that point that people were complaining that I talk over him. And then Crump was saying, "Oh, people have been asking, where are you? Where are you?"
Yeah. I mean, that's just part of doing a show. You end up talking over each other. And it's funny because, like, a lot of times with a live stream, it's very dynamic, right? Like right now, okay, just right now, it looks like you're just watching two guys talk, right? But right now, I'm looking at the screen. I'm looking at my guest. We're talking in conversation. I have YouTube comments coming down this side, and I have Grumble comments going down this side. And I'm literally trying to pay attention to like 12 different things, not to mention the stuff that I'm continuously knocking off my desk as well. So, who? Rich? Yeah, it's a lot to manage, dude. It's a lot to manage. But yeah, I mean, it's something. So like after a while, Radon wasn't doing his streams every, Garen Wilson. He said, "I can be here too." Good to see you, man. Appreciate you.
I gotta say, there's something incredibly sexy about a woman that drinks beer and knows how to field strip an AK.
Dude, Ting Ting is like my love connection that we just happen to have not met yet. Any girl that is like Ting Ting that I can fit in my backpack and be my 6 o'clock sentry that can just dump 2 AKs like that out of a backpack, dude. I'm down for that, man.
I thought you all fired Rich. No lies.
Dark is going full mental bandwidth tonight. Yeah, Ting Ting is awesome. She's appreciate you, Black Time again.
All right, hold on. Click back on Drew's comment. Who designed that shirt?
Well, technically I did.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's right. I did the pillow.
However, well, you did the isolating of the image, which, if for you guys that don't know, if you zoom in really closely on Drewski, which, by the way, he said he has never gotten more comments. My camera just went off in my house.
You're on. You're live.
No. I mean, my security camera in my home just went off.
Hold on, let me check my cameras because are they doing a simultaneous raid?
Dude,
Hold on, I gotta arm the Tannerite dog. Let's
give me
release
one
the
second.
hound.
That was inside of my home. Give me a second.
Release the hounds. And I do actually own TanneriteDog.com. Dude, I am getting near daylight video out of some of these cameras. It's crazy. And yeah, I'm catching. So even the cameras with the IR illuminators attract bugs. So whether it's a daylight cam or not. Yes, the views that I have are pretty freaking amazing. And yes, I know what it's like when you hear a noise in your house. Like sometimes one of my dogs is not agile anymore and she can't get up and down off the bed and she won't bark. She makes just kind of a howl. And sometimes it's tough to hear when you have the earbuds in. Tannerite puppy alligators. Yeah, so I don't have the AI looking for alligators on my camera. I doubt that. Yeah, we had a significant amount of rain for a couple of days in a row, but not enough to float alligators on my property. Make a Tannerite cat. No one likes cat. I have proximity and window sensors. Supermoon tonight? Really? Really? So I guess the U.S. is not going to start bombing Venezuela tonight. Hold on. Let me go to my moon app. Oh, here it is. It is a full moon.
Okay. Everything is fine.
Yeah. So what do you think the chances are we're going to start bombing Venezuela?
Highly likely. Make TanneriteCat.com.
So funny. November 20th is going to be the next new moon. So I would assume if they were going to drop bombs on Venezuela, it'd be somewhere around November 20th because typically they do it on a moonless night.
It was Amy. Yeah. Hashtag by Amy. That's who it was. Yeah, I don't know. I guess we got to figure it out and see what's going to happen. I have to show this off really quickly. This fixed blade right here is absolute fire. Look at the machining of that G10 down to the like exact specification, like just the perfection of the relationship between the steel of the blade and the G10 and the type of steel it is insane. And this was actually made by one of our viewers.
What?
100%.
Oh wait, that is gorgeous.
Dude, 100% American made. Look at the crazy teeth in the back. So it's technically not double-edged, but you still have a very usable bit of teeth back there. And remind me what the steel was again. I have the card downstairs. And as seen in Isaiah chapter 6.
Send me.
Here I am. Send me. And dude, this just has a chunky, I mean, dude, and look at that.
Wait. So somebody made, one of our viewers or your viewers made this knife, made that sheath, and sent it to you?
Yes, and
that is crazy.
There's a lot to this. This is someone that is exceptionally talented, and this is someone that has been doing this for a long time. And this is also someone that sent me a knife years back when we were Darklight Dugan. Okay. And
so I'm seeing 80 CR2, CRV2.
80 CRV2. Okay. This individual also made this, which is the V1 of the Dark Claw. Okay.
Oh, that's crazy.
And it says DLD on it. And this dude is so much of a perfectionist he cut out the Micarta scales, right? It's got that comb on the end for, right? With a crazy flat grind claw, all right? But he cut out the pins. So the pins that he hammered in are the Micarta. So it
Oh,
looks like it's just, yes, it looks like it's just floating on
yeah,
the,
yeah.
right? Like there's no metal pins or
Right.
anything. Dude, this thing is a nasty little gutter. The reason he made this was because at the time I was carrying a knife and I carried it for like years, and I had found out that it was illegal in the state that I was carrying it in, which,
When that happens.
yeah, I was like, oh crap, this is double-edged. I am not allowed to carry a double-edged blade, which is why like all my other carry knives that are non-definition knives are single edge, you know. One of my favorite tack knives, which, yeah, I still have a bunch of tack knives. I still, use them. Let's see if I don't think I have it here. And it's funny because we own Definition Knives, definitionknives.com. Like this is like our thing, right? But we still love and appreciate other knives. But let's just say, more to come on stuff about this. I actually swapped it over to a Tech Lock, and it just fits my belt perfectly. But dude, Matt Telhart in the chat is making some crazy stuff.
That's pretty wild. Love it. Love it.
Insane precision, man. And it's like a micro chopper, It's got that like heft to it, but it's still light enough to carry. I carried this at my 11 o'clock today, and it was great. It was like it wasn't even there, but it was there.
Nice.
Looks like a shark. It does. It's got that shark vibe, man. And the shark teeth in the back too. You could probably saw with that, man. It's a, oh no.
No, don't tell me you did that.
Oh, because I put my finger right there in the loop, which is right there, but luckily it bumped out of the way because it's got a little guard right there, But dude, he's literally making these from blanks, like from not just like blanks, like stock, steel stock. My man is crazy with it. So you never know what to expect in the future when people run into talent like this. And it's gorgeous with the OD green and blue. I never, if he was like, you know what, I'm gonna put together this knife, and I want to make it OD green with an OD green sheath and blue scales, I'd be like, oh, that sounds kind of weird, but dude, it just
gorgeous.
Works. Yeah, it's very, very cool, man. Shout out to Matt Telhart, man. You're making some crazy stuff, and I love that he always puts like some element of like this is a series that he's doing on biblical stuff, but he always puts his little MT with a heart. He's got his logo. It's dope, man. Very good work, and it's also really cool to see you go from what you were making, which is still very good, to the other one, man. Like to see the evolution, the growth, it's awesome. So shout out, man. You're cranking out some super fire stuff.
Cool.
So we need to transition over to Glock stuff. This is something that we talked about before. First off, Virginia, I'm sad to say that Virginia is likely lost, and we're likely going to be running into some of the same stuff we were dealing with in 2019 and 2020, and we're going to have to answer it the same way, only intensified. And I pray that it doesn't get to a violent place. That's the last thing I want, is any violence at all whatsoever. And I'm willing to do anything to fight for freedom, liberty, and independence. And that's what it is. And do not fall asleep at the wheel in your state, okay? So for everyone out there that's like, oh, man, that sucks for that state, but I'm good, just know that that's what we thought. That's what Oregon thought. That's what Illinois thought. That's what all these individual states think. We are losing states one at a time. We cannot fall asleep at the wheel. That's all I'm saying. Now moving to the Glock thing. You want to jump in and kind of discuss the, I guess, the genesis of the Glock thing?
Well, it was General Flynn that I was shocked my wife came up with this. Not maybe I'm saying that incredibly wrong.
I don't think General Flynn carried a Glock.
The insight my wife had about the General Flynn situation, and I was like Trump and Pence. I'm like, they're quipping about Flynn. Let's just drop Flynn, move on. And my wife's like, no, they're going to see blood in the water. If they don't stand by Flynn, this is going to be the worst thing that ever happened to Trump, because it's just going to be sharks with a feeding frenzy with blood in the water. They're going to keep going. If Trump stood his ground on Flynn, none of that crap would have happened. That happened to Trump. And, meaning the Democrats going after him, after the people that work for him. I mean, the number of Trump lawyers, your lawyers are immune from unlimited number of things having to do with their clients. But they threw Rudy Giuliani in jail. They threw a bunch of Trump attorneys in jail. So the one of the first things that we discussed when they went after Glock, and Glock was coming out with the Glock V. That's blood in the water. That the other topic that I hit on with Dark is in aviation. Even if they have an improvement, they don't improve a Lycoming engine in aviation.
Yeah,
never ever make an improvement. Why? Because that's like an admission of guilt that you knew something was wrong with it, that you made it better. And so aviation lawyers don't fight innovation in aviation. So that's, and they would never, I'm like, so based on, the Flynn situation and what I know about aviation, I'm like, oh my gosh, Glock made this horrific mistake that's going to be cataclysmic to the rest of the gun industry.
Yeah. And with them making the decision ahead of time, saying, you know what, we're not going to wait for, lawsuits to hit us and force us to, hey, VH Josh, welcome back, man. I've been off YouTube for the last couple weeks because I got a strizike, and if you ever see on a Tuesday, Thursday, or Saturday, I'm not live at 10:30, check Rumble, because it's likely that I'm live over there. Like right now, we're live on both, and I'll be doing lives on both moving forward. But because Glock proactively, preventatively, I guess it would be
Prophylactic.
said, oh, you know what, we're going to jump in and make these changes before we end up getting forced to, right? I think that they see that as a huge win. And obviously with Glock coming out with this whole V thing and literally discontinuing every single Glock that they've made except for the 43, 43X, and 48. Dude, that is the most prolific firearm in existence. There are hundreds of millions of them in the world, right? Like this is insanity. So the fact that they're doing this is insane. Now, we said, hey, if Glock chooses to do this, then what we're going to see is the anti-gunners that are, pushing this, that are, paying funding for these lawsuits in all these different states. And I understand what Glock is doing is like a strategy, right? I just personally hate it. I personally dislike it. But I understand what they're doing because they're trying to use this as a strategy to, avoid having to make these changes anyway, and to having a whole bunch of penalties and lawsuit settlements and all that stuff. I get what they're doing. I don't agree with it. I personally hate it. But it is what it is. We don't have any control over that. Sorry, I had to handle something real quick. But what I'm saying is these anti-gun organizations that are, paying their foot in the bill for all this, they're going to be like, whoa, this is huge. This is a massive win for us. So what's next? Because like you said, like a shark, they smell blood in the water. We're going to go after these other companies that are selling either Glock clones or Glock style firearms, or worse, any cruciform style firearms at all. And what does that mean? That doesn't just mean Glocks. It doesn't just mean Glock clones. That means any firearm that has a cruciform style trigger bar, assembly, trigger housing assembly. So then obviously they're going after these other companies because of this perceived win that they're seeing. So then the first thing we hear about is the Ruger RXM. Now, we called it. We've talked about this a dozen times on the internet, whether it be on Rumble or YouTube or Shorts or Instagram or whatever. We've talked about this a bajillion times, right? And hey, Fire Router, good to see you. And it finally made sense when I saw the news drop about Ruger. And I was like, Ruger, the only thing they could be going after is the RXM. Boom. First thing that I heard was it was specifically for the Ruger RXM. Now, why would it be, A, why would it be the RXM? B, why would it be Ruger? Well, the RXM is a Glock compatible firearm.
But so you're saying Ruger versus the dozen other companies making a Glock compatible?
Yes. Well, that was part B. So part A is why the RXM? Well, the RXM uses a Glock style design. So that's A, right? It uses a cruciform and it's Glock compatible. So B, why Ruger? So when you look at all the companies that make Glock style firearms, Glock compatible firearms, Glock slide compatible, trigger housing compatible, whatever, any of those components, you have to look at this. Because the first question I asked was why Ruger? So then you look at what companies offer firearm platforms, clones, and things like that. Ruger, PSA, Lone Wolf, blah, 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 blah. List them all out, right? My first thought was, well, Ruger is the highest net worth, right? I'm imagining in my head, if I was them, the way I would target this is I would target it first by the highest net worth companies to the lowest net worth companies. And I'm not talking about just like PSA size companies, right? Which are still huge. I'm talking about like all you guys out there in the chat right now that make slides. Like where's this going to stop? Is this going to stop at like the Taiwanese company or the companies that sell Taiwanese lower parts kits? Is this going to stop at 76% frames? Is this going to stop at these companies that only sell slides? Is it going to still hit MMPs, right? Dude, and look, there are switches for MMPs out there. So don't think that they're not, just because they're not exactly the same as the cruciform on a Glock, doesn't mean that they're safe. So we looked it up because my first thought was they're going after Ruger because of the Ruger Magpul, RXM, collaboration, which, we just discussed, what it is and why. But me, Rich, and Crump were talking earlier, and the conversation was, I said, I believe they're targeting Ruger because that's the highest net worth out of, the other companies that make these clones, right? Like Lone Wolf is a pretty big company, but they're not the biggest. PSA is a pretty big company. JJE Holdings, whatever it is, but they're not the biggest, right? And Crumpet said, well, I think PSA is way bigger than Ruger. So I was like, you know what, let me look it up. So I looked it up, and it said Sturm Ruger, what their net worth was, and PSA, what their net worth was. Now, I'm just going off of memory. I'm probably not exactly right. But if I recall correctly, it said that JJE Holdings, whatever it is, the PSA Holdings company or capital company, is like at $128 million of net worth. Okay. Sturm Ruger is like $650 to $709 million. That's why I think they're going after Ruger first. So we could only assume that, you know what? I was wondering why it was so quiet once Rich backed out, and it's because we usually have this delightful track actually playing in the background. There we go. And this track is Straight Fire. Straight Fire. Sorry, someone had a SIG 320. I know, SIG 320. Yeah, it's great. It's great. There you go. Anyway, so I think it's because they're going off of net worth. What companies have the most to lose? And this isn't like these organizations are trying to genuinely stop these, gangbangers out here with auto sears and these, gun runners out here with auto sears. And no, this is not what they're doing. Is they're going after the most popular firearms in the world, right? If they can ban and or change and totally kill compatibility, cross compatibility, backwards compatibility, magazine compatibility, however this ends up with the Glock V series, that is a win for them. So that's why I think they're going after Ruger. Then what we have to do is look at all these other companies that offer clones and similar, Glock compatible designs, and then look at their net worth. And I promise you, we could make a list of who they're going to target in the future. They're probably already sending out preservation of evidence forms to all these companies now. Next, what I believe we're going to see too, because this is their like proof to their what do you call it, like proof of concept, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think what we're going to see is the same anti-gun dirtbags, because now they're not going after like we talked about, the federal stage, national stage of gun control, right? Now they're doing this on a state-by-state manufacturers. Like they're taking small bites out so they can crumble the whole pyramid, right? Take small bites out of the bottom, small bites out of the elephant, right? So what I think is that a thing that they're also going to target, and Lord, I pray that I'm wrong, is manufacturers of AR-15 receivers. Because if you think about it, AR-15 receivers aren't made to easily convert. However, people have made things that make it easy to convert them. Now, same thing, all you need to convert a Glock to a machine gun, the only thing you need to turn a Glock into a machine gun is a machine gun, right? It's already illegal. It's already outlawed. It's already illegal to go rob people at gunpoint. It's already illegal to, dump a 33 round magazine at your ops across the street. It's already illegal to go, commit crime with a machine gun. This is not going to change anything. You cannot legislate morality. Same thing. You can't use civil lawsuits to change the people in the general public and criminals. So what I think is going to happen here is eventually they'll go after AR-15 lowers as well. And I actually had like 3 people sent me back, fight back by your printer going burr, 100%, man. I do straight up. I think I had 3 people at least hit me up and say, dude, you were right, and then sent me the RXM video. I'm telling you, and this is going to continue. And I promise you, PSA is getting it next. And if you guys aren't seeing the signs with PSA already, pay close attention. See, and this is what I'm saying. So, okay, so where, careful there, CRS, right? So here's what I'm saying.
CRS gets out in 28 days.
Yeah. Man, and that's so crazy. He never should have even been doing this time at all.
Yeah, he called me today.
So here's what I'm saying. The same logic that they're using to sue Glock into oblivion, which has created the changes that we've seen, is now the same tactic they're using with Ruger for the RXM, a sub $400 Glock alternative that's parts compatible and all that, right? Not all parts, but still parts compatible. And apparently they saw videos on social media of people running switches on an RXM. It's like, yeah, they're breaking the law, dude. That's like saying, you know what, someone shot someone with a gun, so all guns need to be illegal. I mean, that's their logic that they use, right?
But I mean, you can break a law with a kitchen knife. You can break a law with a Cadillac SUV. It doesn't matter, you know.
Dude, stop noticing. Okay, stop noticing so much. Stop logicking. I know it's crazy. You can't use logic to
You
match
break a
the
law with
reasons.
garden hose. I
Yes.
mean, if I make a noose out of a garden hose, is that bad? What I mean, what about rope? I mean, you can make a noose out
Whoa,
of
hold
rope.
on, Jesse Smollett. You need to calm down. Okay, just get your bleach and your
MAGA
garden
country.
hose. This is MAGA country. No, it's not. We can tell it's not.
Kenyans do
Uh,
what Americans won't do.
oh, dude, Lightning McQueen, you nailed it. If it saves just one life,
Get rid of the bed sheets.
dude, bed sheets, man, bed sheets kills twice as many people as all long guns, according to the numbers in 2023 of just under 400 people. All long guns, every single rifle, every
Or
single
shotgun.
one, rifle, shotgun, scattergun, muskets. Actually, technically, those aren't rifles, but still, you know, it's if it's got a stock on it, right? They're probably going to categorize it as a long gun. But yeah, I mean, clearly, this is not a thing about like, well, we need to make sure that we go after what's actually, you know, hurting people. No, this is the smallest amount. I mean, we're talking about a tiny little fraction, dude. The county that we were just talking about with Virginia, where the guy read the book and all that, that is the number one county in the country for affluence, for the richest county in the country. You know what else it's number one in?
Drugs.
No, we've talked about this before. Along with being the most affluent county in the country comes stress, pressure, anxiety, suicide. Number one county in the United States for suicide. Are they doing anything about that? Or did anyone run on that for the governor's mansion? Like, no, it's all garbage. They don't actually care. And by the way, if anyone out there is struggling with thoughts of you know, self-harm or anything like that, or if there are any staffers out there of District 23, sorry, let me stop. Seriously, if anyone out there is struggling with anything like that, you really need to reach out to a professional and seek help. It is never, no matter what situation you are going through, it is absolutely never worth a permanent. Temporary issues are not worth permanent solutions.
And seriously, God made you in His image, and He loves you.
Yes,
that's all you need.
Yep, and it's time, regardless of whatever your temporary challenges are, which may seem like the craziest, biggest issues out there. And none of us are medical or psychological professionals or anything like that at all. Okay, but never. Yeah, we're actually not professional at all. Never seek to cure temporary problems with permanent solutions. It's just, you know, terrible. So, and I say that because I know that we will get canned talking about this kind of stuff, even just mentioning, you know, self forever sleep. So just keep that in mind, y'all. And I genuinely, I say that because look, chances are 1 out of 3 people in this chat have struggled with it, thought about it, or had ideation of that kind of stuff. So it's serious. So anyway, not my wheelhouse. I'm just saying. So getting back to what we're talking about with firearms, this is their new strategy, right? They're doing this one state at a time. They're doing this one manufacturer at a time. And I promise you, they will get to an item that you care about. For all the people that were like, oh, it's just bump stocks, I don't care. Oh, it's just Glocks, I don't care. I'm a SIG guy. I'm a 1911 guy. Just wait. They're on their way. They're on their way. And if they're not neutralizing something that you care about right now, Just wait, because they are on their way to that item that you care about. So get involved, right? This is the opportunity for us to be engaged in activism that matters, make a difference, right? If you've never look up at the protests and things that are going on in your area, I promise you, all you would need to do is throw on your kit and go out and march with people that thank you, brother. Kurt 24, thank you. 15 years today, brother. Appreciate you, man. Real talk. Kurt 24 was the only person that acknowledged my sobriety date. Thank you, brother. Dang, that's crazy. Thank you, man. And it's crazy because like even like my ex, the mother of my daughter, and I don't like expect people to, right? But for the people that's important to, it'd be cool if they notice. So Kurt, thank you, brother. I appreciate you, man. Yes, today, November 5th, is my clean date. This is the day that I chose, November 5th, 2010, when I said, I'm not going to do drugs anymore. And I quit everything. And statistically, every single person in this chat has been touched directly by opiate abuse somehow, whether they struggle with it themselves or I know we're taking a crazy turn here, folks. All right, just bear with me. Every single person in this chat, we have 112 people on the Grumble side, nearly 50 people on the YouTube side. Every single person has been touched by opiate abuse somehow. Either you struggled with it, or you know and or care about or love someone that struggled with it, or you have a friend that struggled with it, or a family member or whatever, or someone you grew up with or you knew or passed away from an overdose of some sort. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you, man. Thank you, all you guys, man. Appreciate you guys, man. Dang, man. Thank you, man. Thank you, guys. Appreciate you, man. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you guys. And I'm sorry, I wasn't saying that all for like, please tell me congratulations. I was just saying, but thank you guys. I appreciate y'all, man, for real. Yeah, every single one of us, man. And look, it used to be years back that like maybe 1 in 5 people know someone that it impacted. Thank you, brother. Yeah, way too many, dude. And you know what? It's almost like it's by design when the Chinese literally send scientists to fly over to South America and Central America to the cartels and teach them how to manufacture fentanyl on their own. It's almost like it's like bought and paid for and designed by people that are in control. Crazy, right? You're still on mute. I don't know if you're trying to talk or... thank you, brother. Appreciate you, man. It is rough. It is.
Didn't do the whole lecture I did about getting clean from drugs and how proud I am of you.
Oh, I didn't. Did you send the ChatGPT write that one up for you?
Woo!
Rich doesn't do anything himself anymore. He only has AI do stuff for him.
For the most part.
Yeah. Yeah. Take the guns first, due process later. If they can get rid of the guns, the rest tumbles. Dude, I'll tell you what, straight up. All right. I'm going to keep it real. I have done too much, fought too hard, and slaved my entire life. Way too much, way too often. I've given up way too much, sacrificed too much to just be like, okay, all right, take them, right? And I'm certainly not going to go bring them anywhere. And I have a hard enough time taking a few out to the shooting range, all right? Dude, I'm going to keep it real. If Virginia changes all of their laws and rules and regulations and restrictions and sanctions and ordinances, and you can carry here, you can't carry here, you can't renew your permit, or, if you've ever blinked twice on a Tuesday, you can't have a gun, bro, you're welcome to come and pick them up. You just got to take all my ammo first until I run dry.
Or can't reload fast enough.
Yeah. Or just get blown up by those like SWAT elevator things where they have like the loaders, the bulletproof loaders that bring them up to like second, third, and fourth floors. But like, you guys got to understand, like, when you take someone that is a reformed criminal, okay, someone that used to be a terrible person that made the conscious decision to change and become a better man, that person is so much more dangerous because they're willing to step over that line. They don't want to, they don't have a desire to, but they're willing to step over that line, and it could get very dangerous, especially if you say, hey, you know what, okay, so let's use the example of someone that may have a history of substance abuse. They probably didn't believe they were going to live past like 20 something, right? So every day after that is just like a free gift. They could be 10 to 15 years past what they thought was their expiration date. And they may be willing to put every single thing on the line. So they should be really, really cautious. But they're not going to do it like the door-to-door confiscation. That's not how it's going to be. What they would do is, because they have records of every single thing already, what they would do is they would tell everyone, you must comply. Okay, so let's develop this a little bit. All right, my ears are like literally hurting from the freaking headphones. Okay, so let's develop this a little bit. Let's say this. Let's say that all semi-automatic guns are banned. Okay, Rich, how would they go about enforcing that? Not grandfathered in, not banned.
Yeah, I'm assuming first they would have a buyback.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you didn't turn in the quantity they thought you had, they would send a SWAT team to your house to get them.
So what if I told you that what I think would happen is even more maniacal and evil than that? Because if they, okay, what is the most dangerous thing to do in the military or law enforcement?
Domestic abuse.
Well, that's the most dangerous call. But the most dangerous thing to do is clear a house.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Hands down. Clearing a house of someone that may be armed. And if anyone out there is in law enforcement, military, if you used to kick in doors in the GWAT days, man, nothing but respect for you, bro. Especially being, Veterans Month. Yeah, traffic tickets. So, okay, so here's what I believe. I believe that, like Rich said, that they would do something like and not a buyback, a turn-in. They will give you nothing for them. I don't believe they would give you a singular thing for what is now illegal, right? They would have like we pinky promise we won't arrest you. And then we'll see how well that will go. Paying neighbors and friends to snitch on you. Huge one right here. So think of how China does it. If someone comes up to you and says, hey, man, the Chinese government are just crazy. They're out of control, man. I don't know what to think about that. Kurt, I just gave you a big shout out, brother. Thank you. I don't know if you were in here, but I appreciate the recognition of the clean date, man. Thank you, brother. I also didn't wish Rich a happy birthday on his actual birthday. I wished him a happy social media birthday, which, we all make mistakes. But I did get the dissertation that you sent me on why I'm such a great person, Rich. Thank you. It's in the mail. It came in the mail today.
No, that was the video of the guy in the parking garage.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I got to tell you why that happened. There's actually way more information on why that happened, and I could tell you from personal experience why that happened.
Was it Nathan's hot dogs? What?
No. It's so much easier than that. It actually goes hand in hand with substance abuse. So when you use opiates, you get so constipated. He doesn't even want to hear it. So there was this guy that was like filmed, and he was dropping a deuce in the middle of LA. And I mean, this thing is like no lie, it's like a 36
like an elephant's trunk.
Yes. It's like a minimum 36-incher deuce, okay? And Rich sends it like that's the longest dookie I've ever seen in my life. And what I was telling him is, like, when people abuse opiates, they get so constipated and they'll go on a bender for like weeks, right? And then they'll stop and they'll get sick. And when they get sick, your body, all of a sudden, your metabolism starts to change, and all of a sudden you're not constipated anymore. And then your body's like, evacuate. And it's just like, and it's crazy. Usually it starts off with something like rock hard that you just can barely pass, like a blockage, and then it's just like soft serve for the next like 3 days. So yeah, my man, he wasn't emptying his colon, he was emptying his entire intestines, and we can't show that on the platforms that we're on right now. Okay, so sorry, getting back to it. So I don't think what they would do is go door to door, because that's one of the most dangerous things for law enforcement to do. I also don't believe that most law enforcement would engage in that, because they believe it's wrong, unconstitutional, and all that. But I do believe that most will, because what's the alternative? Starving, right? Mm-hmm. Or what if they say that they'll arrest law enforcement officers that don't do their duty? Duty, no pun intended. But you never know, right? But I do think that some will literally quit and walk off. Most won't, though. I'm just saying, most won't. They will implement the whole Chinese government thing, that if someone comes up to you and they're like, oh, Rich, the Chinese government is so terrible and wrong, and we need to do... What they do is they tell people in the country, if someone comes up to you speaking badly about the government, if you don't report them, they might be a rat, and they might be seeing if you're going to report them. And if you don't report them, you'll be killed.
So the Chinese social credit score system, if let's say Dark was on the outs with the Chinese government, I couldn't talk to him, because if they noticed my phone and his phone was in the same area, like, people will cross the street. They'll have to look both ways to do it in the crosswalk only, to get away from somebody that's been blacklisted.
Yeah.
And that's by design. They want to make sure that you're 100% isolated if you're on the outs.
Yep. Can't engage in commerce, can't buy stuff. Literally, they've shown like videos of people like, I cannot buy things
ride
at
the
the
train,
store.
You can't fly in a plane.
But their trains are on time. Sometimes. And that's a socialist joke. But so what I think is they will utilize snitches, hardcore snitches, and they will actually, there'll be a benefit. But what I think, instead of going door to door, kicking down doors and doing the most dangerous deed possible, what I think they'll do is they will actually put out bench warrants that you will have no idea about. Okay, so let's say you got 100 guns. All right, let's say I have 100 guns and Rich has 100 guns. Okay, and then they are doing this mandatory gun turn-in for anything semi-automatic. Right. First off, we would just find a way to make all guns not semi-automatic, because they've already done that in California.
Glock Sereno-made bolt guns.
Yeah, exactly. It'll be a semi-auto cruciform. Anyway, that actually was 3D printed. That's I don't even think that's on the roster, but anyway. So the thing that I think they would do is they would say, okay, this person has 100 guns. He didn't turn in any, or only turned in one, or whatever. So we're going to put out a bench warrant. So they're going to catch you like on your lunch break, walking across the crosswalk, unarmed, without your kit, without your rifle.
They did who was the guy? He was airport commissioner in Arkansas, Little Rock, Arkansas. They got him going out. Oh no, they murked him in his house.
Yeah, no, they murdered him. But that's a little different, though, right? Also, let's think that one guy, David Koresh, they got him out jogging, and no, they didn't.
They murked him and a bunch of kids
and burned down.
That stood on their corpses for photo ops.
Yeah, drinking Dr. Peppers. But I think they would do this, and this is just me, just kind of spitballing here, because I think they would want to do this in such a sneaky way to try to catch you not equipped, not armed, not ready, because what's easier? pulling over a car and saying, "Oh, sir, hello. You were going 3 miles an hour over the speed limit. Do you happen to have your license and registration? Okay, great. Let me just, don't you move!" And you're like, "Oh, can't fight back, can't do anything, can't take a stand, can't do." You're donezo. I mean, the only thing you could do is say, "Give that thing to me." Like, oh, someone's gonna meme that. Dang it. Give that thing to me.
Where's Man Against the Masses?
I know, right? Where's Madam? If that happens, time to get the Roomba Boomba. Dude. Freaking gasoline.
Like Claymore Roomba?
Yeah. Gasoline, fire. What's it called? Sprinklers. Yeah, gasoline. But anyway, you know what I'm saying. But yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be something that will be like next level, just insidious, right? Like on your lunch break, crossing the street, grabbing a sandwich, walking back to work, and it's like freeze, right? Not in your house, relaxing with your, security system, being able to throw on a plate carrier, grabbing your rifle, like, all right, time to go, right? I'd rather get laid out here than get, laid out walking across the street with a Kel-Tec 380, So that I'm just saying that's what I think. Now, the real question is, do we actually think that we are headed to a place where they will literally sacrifice life and limb to come out and sweep up all our tools of self-preservation? And I think yes. Not right now, right? It's always death by 1,000 paper cuts. Hey, nice. Dude, Hot Dog 990 says, "Tellhart, I would like to get one of your knives." Dude, that's awesome, man. Heck yeah. Poor Kel-Tec. I know. I'm throwing poop bags. Dude, if you got that 36-incher, everyone's running, dude. That's no joke. And honestly, 36 inches is being modest, okay?
It was like elephant's, snout. It was...
like those things where
it was
they
like
do like the traffic lines, and then it like runs out, then you gotta like pump, or like a pump sprayer. Yeah, like you pump it up and it's like and then you pump it up again. Yeah, it's like that. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, this is brought to you by Ammo Squared. The best place to buy ammo in 2025. We love Ammo Squared, and as we're talking about 36-inch poops, super real. I'm sorry, dude. Ammo Squared. This tells you how based of a company they are. If you're on the YouTube side, then just know that you gotta, I can't link it, I can't do anything like that, but I can tell you to go to your favorite search engine of your choice and type in that thing, and then say that you heard about us, about them on DLD After Dark. And what I'll do is on the Grumble side, I'm actually going to drop this for you, because you can get 25 doll hairs of free these when you spend $20. So you guys out there, if you got to go to the Grumble side, go to the Grumble side.
Can you imagine waffle stomping that?
Oh, dude, come on. You can't. It would fill up the bathtub, bro. It would fill. You can't do that. Honestly, what we should do? We should cut the oh, hold on, I didn't see that. Hold on, someone sent hot take. Having a bad government in Virginia is going to open the door to legislation that we don't like, but that will open the door to finally pushing through some federal appellate challenges in a better district where we have a better chance of winning some serious precedents. I agree with that. I think that is a very valid point. Anonymous viewer, thank you. And that's definitely not one of my family members. Thanks, Mom. Yeah, I think that's a fair assessment. And you know what? Test case right here. Come at me, bro. I'm number one in the number two business. Oh, that's awesome. That's dope. Oh, hold on. Did I miss that? Hold on. Did I miss? Someone said thanks for that hot dog. Did I miss? Did hot dog give something away? I may have missed it. Anyway. Oh, sorry, you're all thinking. Okay, all right. So I may have missed something. My bad. I just want to make sure I didn't miss any like gifted subs or anything. But all right. Anyway, we're gonna go ahead and wrap up, y'all. I would like to encourage you guys to look. I know right now I'm a little negative. I'm a little pessimistic. I'm a little upset. I'm bothered, but I want to keep it real. And I'm always going to be honest with you guys and tell me what my thoughts are. Tell you what my thoughts are. I do still have hope, and I know that regardless of whatever's going on, that everything that happens and doesn't happen is in God's hands, right? And I would encourage all of you guys to get right with God, build a close relationship with Jesus. And if anyone has questions out there, feel free to reach out to myself, Rich, Black Diamond Josh, Red Dawn, any one of the homies. And as we go out and close here, Rich, anything you want to add?
You know, I thought of something the other day, and I just, the whole poop thing, really.
I knew you were going to mention the poop thing. There's no way to not mention it. Once you've seen it, I mean, it's like, dude, did you see the comment that I circled and sent to you? Looks like they fixed the ice cream machine. I was like, oh no. 6,911 people liked that comment. Imagine being that guy, okay?
Some of the comments are...
It is bad. It's bad.
You imagine you work with that guy, it's like, hey!
That dude doesn't work. Are you serious? He was pooping on the side.
Maybe cleaned up.
Okay. If someone is literally depositing fecal matter on the side of the street in LA, I'm going to take a guess that they're currently looking for work. Is that a fair assessment?
Maybe he cleaned up. Maybe that was, a couple of years ago. Maybe he's well on his way to his 14th anniversary of sobriety.
Or 15th, even. Yeah. If he's dropping a deuce like that, there's only a couple things that I don't know.
That's what convinced him.
Maybe, yeah, maybe he is now a changed man.
Maybe that scared him straight.
Even though that wasn't straight, that was spiraled. Dude, that's so disgusting.
It looked like an arm coming out of his butt.
Yeah. Let's see. These commies don't follow any law. Facts. Redistricting will be the first attack. Gun control will be second. Illegals will be third. Mail-in voting will be fourth. Yeah, I mean, I think that's a good point. I mean, look, I'm trying to take this lightly because I did spend the first.
So don't do drugs. That's what I gotta say.
Yes, don't ever do drugs, especially not pharmaceuticals, bro. They hate you. They want you dead. Yeah, but I mean, I spent the first, hour and a half hour or so pissed off and ranting about Virginia. I think we're in a terrible place, and although I do agree with what that Anani Mouse viewer sent in about possibly giving us an opportunity to have some test cases to maybe get some really good legislation passed. I mean, it's a possibility, especially stuff that might go to the Supreme Court. Up until that point, man, I think now I'm going to be more intentional about being outward facing with like what I believe is my freedom, liberty, and independence. I'm going to start specifically carrying unserialized firearms, home-built firearms, specifically with cruciform, trigger housings. I'm just done with it, man. Also, because I did find out how to, on accident, how to make adjustments on a P80 frame to make it fit in a Safariland holster. Now, my go-to gun belt gun is going to be a home-built frame. I'm just going to go all out and, I don't know. I know, look, I said a while back, I'm like, look, man, if they do X, Y, and Z, I'm going to do X, Y, and Z. And, I haven't made good on those promises, but this is something that I'm not playing about, man. I'm done with it. They've already taken too much. We can't allow them to take any more. So, OG Bobby, what's up, brother? Great to see you, man. Chenamin Ba, great to see you, brother. He eats a lot of fiber. Yeah, facts. They have a job. He's a pooper scooper. All right, let's wrap up. Anything else you want to give him?
No, that's it. We're good.
Carry an FRT MP5, bro. You ain't lying, man. I was talking to Rich earlier, and I was like, bro, this makes me want to roll with like my whole kit in my trunk, just in case now's the time to go protest or hey, yo, hot dog, bro. Oh crap! It just closed the live chat. Hot dog, brother. Thank you so much, man. Dang. Hot Dog 990 just gifted 5 DLD After Dark channel memberships on Rumble.
Sweet.
So now, Tin Man 4X was gifted a membership. M. Gabriel was gifted a membership. J. Duffy was gifted a membership. Fluffy Bunny Arsenal was gifted a membership. Hey, and Black Diamond Guns and Gear Josh was gifted a membership. Dude, man, thank you so much, brother. I appreciate you, man. You guys, you have no idea the blessings that have been created through this community being built for everyone, for myself, for just, man, I'm so grateful for all you guys, man. Yeah, thank you, for real, hot dog. All right, as we wrap up, man, I want to encourage you guys to take this time while we are alive, while tomorrow is not guaranteed, and actually it's nearly 1 a.m., so now is tomorrow. Today is tomorrow. Look, I encourage you, get right with God, build a close relationship with Jesus, because you never know when now is the time. And regardless of what you believe, think about this right now. If now, the snap of your fingers was the moment that you had to stand in front of God, kneel in front of God, and answer for every single thing that you did and did not do in your life, how would you fare? And I'd encourage you guys to take this time to get right with God, build a close relationship with Jesus. And as we close down here, I just want to say thank you, YouTube. I love you so much and am blessed at the incredible opportunities that YouTube has given me. And I want to say thank you so very much because you're wonderful and I want to never stream on you again. And ladies and gentlemen, as we close out here, I just want to let you know that I'm grateful for every single one of you guys, all the great things that you do, how generous you are. I'm super blessed to have a community that we do. Man, yeah. Oh, and make sure you go to Flying Rich's new website, flyingrich.com. Also, if you build guns, please make sure that you take the time to go to, oh my goodness, dldhardware.com. And also, where did it go? I literally just set it down, bro. Are you serious? There we go. Also, if you build guns, go to dldhardware.com. And also, if you read the top of the screen, definitionknives.com is the place for gorgeous knives like this. And yeah, all these are under $100. Actually, all the knives that are currently available are $59 to $79. D2 tool steel, 8CR13 MOV, solid stuff. All the homies carry them, and so should you. And if you don't, you should buy one because all of your friends will make fun of you if you don't. I actually, dude, okay. I was at XCal the other day, and it's funny, I walked in and they were like, well, you got a gun coming in today? I was like, nah, I got one coming in like next week because I always got stuff coming in. And I'm sitting there talking with one of the guys, and this kid comes up to me. He can't be more than like 20, all right? Like he's a youngin', and maybe 21. Asians are hard to age guess, right? And he's like, yo, are you DK? And I was like,
no way.
Yeah. And I was like, what? I was like, yeah. You mean Definition Knives? He was like, yeah, dude, I'm literally carrying your knife right now. And he busts out a very, very well-used Copilot. And I was like, dude, that's awesome. He was like, so you like own the company? And I was like, yeah, me and my friend Rich do. And he was like, dude, man, I just want to say you make incredible stuff. The price is great. Like, man, that's awesome. Now, what I didn't know at this point, I'll get to it. So I dapped him up, and I was like, that's what's up, man. Do you watch our live streams? Because I thought he must be...
Like, how does he know you? Yeah.
So I dap him up, and I was like, so do you watch our live streams? He was like, you do live streams?
No.
I was like, yeah. I was like, every Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, 10:30 on YouTube and Rumble and all. And he was like, dude, I'll have to check you out. And I was like, so how do you know? And he points to one of the guys behind the counter that I talked to. He was like, that's my dad. I was like, oh, okay. So one of the guys that work at the shop that I know really well, that I actually gave him a knife. He gave one. I don't know if this is one that he bought or one that I gave him. He gave one to his son, and he told his son, like, yeah, this is a guy that, like, we know. He comes to the shop all the time, So it was just cool, and it was like, man, like that's really dope to have, like, that.
Oh,
I don't know.
yeah.
Anyway, it was awesome.
It's fun. So Saturday, I had some guy recognize me. I'm like at a small random shoot in Florida, and he's like, "Hey, thanks for everything you do." I'm like, "Wow," I was like blown away.
Dude, anytime anyone says that, I'm like, thank me, dude. Thank you, man. If it wasn't for you, we would be yelling at a blank computer, right? Like, we would just be having the same conversations we have on live stream on the phone with each other, you know? Yeah. So it's awesome. We've been super blessed, man, and we have to recognize that these are all gifts from God, man, and I'm grateful for every single one of you. And yeah, man, we're gonna have some dope stuff happening with Definition Knives as far as like Black Friday stuff, but we'll probably do Black November stuff. I know we're already at the 5th now. Oh, hold on. No, it just turned the 5th. Man, I thought today was the 5th. It's the 4th. It was the 4th. So Kurt was the first person to wish me happy clean day. So you guys have a whole day to come back and be like, oh, yeah, happy anniversary, Dark, later on. Anyway, celebrity. No, there's no celebrities over here. Look, dude, I have 5,300 and some odd followers on YouTube and like 1,300 on Rumble. That's crazy. Like 2,500 on Instagram. Ain't nobody famous. I am nothing and I am no one. And the best thing that any of us can do is have massive amounts of humility and just be faithful and obedient to God. That's the best thing you can do to have the most fruitful life. Anyway, we'll close out here, guys. Look, regardless of who is sitting in the Oval Office, regardless of who we have, as far as our current administration, it doesn't matter. We are still actively engaged in a culture war. So it is important that you take on the role of being a culture warrior. And I encourage all of you guys to become the best versions of yourselves, to become better leaders in your, in your family, in your community, in your church, become better spiritual leaders. And the only way we can do that, because that which gets measured gets improved, is set up your own standards, expectations, and, metrics, if you will. And some of the rules I like to share with you guys at the end of every show are: rule number 1 is to be kind. It's so important to be kind in everything that we do. That brief interaction that you have with somebody else as thank you. Non-belly button birthday. Thank you, Drewski. Love you, brother, man. Appreciate you, dude. For real. Non-belly button birthday. That's a good one. I've never heard that before. It's so important to be kind in everything that we do. That brief interaction that you have with somebody else could have a massive impact on their life. So be kind, please. Rule number 2 is to live a life of care, compassion, contribution, give to others. When you bless others, you become blessed, because the hand that's open to give is open to receive. And rule number 3, because we know the only way for us to defeat evil is with good men skilled in violence. Make sure that you're becoming as highly skilled in violence as you possibly can be. And be safe, be dangerous, and keep that thing on you. But only finger guns on you. Only keep those on you. And guns. And plate carriers and rifles and nods and, gun belts and a bunch of magazines and ammunition and knives. Definition knives, of course. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we're out of here. I love y'all. Thank you so much. And we'd be nothing without you guys. So I appreciate y'all being here. And we'll catch y'all on the next one. Peace. Thanks for coming on, Rich, by the way.
Yay.
Let's see how many people we can get to go to flyingrich.com right now. In 3, 2, 1, go. Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night. Night, night, sweet peas.